So BMW devised a crankcase with an aluminum center to handle most of the moving parts and water cooling. Then they surrounded the center with magnesium. The result is a crankcase that's 24% lighter. It's strong where it needs to be and lightweight where it can be.
Here you see the six-cylinder engine block with the insert and the magnesium surround. So the piston runs here in the cylinder lines. The water cooling runs also in the aluminum inserts. The oil cooling runs in the magnesium alloy.
But working with magnesium presents a serious problem. It's dangerous. Magnesium is harmless stacked in solid bars, but all that changes once robots pick up the bars and drop them into an oven. The magnesium is melted at 700 degrees Celsius. Now it's a fire hazard. Liquid magnesium erupts into flames when exposed to air. That's why liquid magnesium has to be moved in special airtight containers. All of the effort to handle dangerous magnesium eventually pays off when it reaches the molding machine. Now, the magnesium casting process begins. First, the aluminum center of the crankcase is automatically fed to the machine. Robots load it into a massive 52 metric ton airtight mold. Then, a violent high-pressure injection. 26 kilograms of liquid magnesium shoots into the mold in 1/10 of a second. As the magnesium cools, it contracts around the aluminum center. 20 seconds later, a crankcase emerges, solid, but still piping hot. The foundry creates 2,000 of these crankcases every day. The finished crankcases are shipped 70 kilometers southwest to BMW's plant in the heart of Munich, Germany. BMW stays at Bavarian Motor Works, and this historic Bavarian city is where BMW got its start in 1916. The company began by making aircraft engines that push the performance envelope.
In 1919, BMW established a world altitude record, nearly 10 kilometers high, so that's the normal level of jets today. Imagine in an open aircraft, very cold, no oxygen, was really a big thing.
In the 1920s, BMW focused its innovation on the ground with motorcycles. Automobiles naturally followed in the early 1930s. The first BMW Roadster was the 3/15 PS in 1934. The BMW 328 hit the streets in 1936 and began winning races throughout Europe. In the mid-50s, BMW stunned auto enthusiasts with its next Roadster, the 507. Unfortunately, the car was expensive to produce and only 252 were made. But decades later, in 1996, BMW achieved mass-market Roadster success with the Z3. The Z4 replaced it in 2003. Today, BMW is still headquartered in Munich. Its modern towers are said to look like 4 engine cylinders. It's a fitting design because of what happens in the massive plant complex behind the office buildings.
We make more than 1,200 engines a day in Munich. 800 of them are 3.0 six-cylinder engines.
The 3.0 SI engine manufactured in Munich can launch the lightweight Z4 from 0 to 95 kilometers per hour in 5.6 seconds and take it to top speeds drivers can only estimate.
I don't know what the top speed of the BMW Z4 Roadster is because it's electronically limited to 105 miles an hour. I would think it would probably do about 165.
The 3.0 SI engine is an inline 6-cylinder design. Here's how it works. Valves let mists of air and fuel into the cylinders. Then spark plugs ignite explosions that move the pistons. They're connected to a crankshaft that converts the piston's downward motion to a circular motion. That circular motion moves through the transmission and turns a drive shaft. The drive shaft turns the rear differential. It turns the rear axle and spins the rear wheels.